chance. I hope you're having a blessed and positive day. As people, as human beings, we all go through trials. We all go through tribulations. We all have setbacks, and that may knock us down. But I just want to give you ways of how to overcome your setbacks, how to overcome when you have fallen and you're trying to get back up, but sometimes you just don't know how. Here are some ways that help me through my hard times, and I hope that it'll inspire and help you to overcome what you're dealing with through Christ. All right, so the first one is when you're dealing with a situation or a problem, the first step that I always do, that I want you to do, is I want you to breathe. Breathe. I know that the situation is intense right now. I know you're like, you may already be dealing with a problem, and now you have another one piled on top of another one, or maybe this one is just real traumatic, or it's a big issue in your life, and you just can't even think straight. I want you to breathe and pray. Analyze the situation. Realize that you are in this situation, but I want you to pray and talk to God about it. In Philippians 4:6, it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God." So what God is saying is, don't worry about what you are dealing with. Don't worry about your issues. I want you to pray. I want you to pray. I want you to talk to me. Thank me and let me know what is going on and how are you feeling right now. Pray about how you want me to answer your problem. God said, let your requests be made known to him. Let him know what you're dealing with. Let him know that this is a heavy burden, God. I can't handle this without you. However, you need to pray to him to let him know and describe your situation. Then you talk to him and let him know, because it's going to be the foundation to you getting back up again, because you need God to help you get up. You have fallen and you need his help to get you back up. Okay? So breathe, pray. Don't think too fast. Don't do nothing out of anger. Just relax in him. He's going to give you a peace, but you got to come to him with it. If you're trying to deal with the problem on your own, then how can he do his job? Okay, the next one that will help you overcome your trial is look at the positive. I want you to look at the positive. In Romans 8:28, it says, "And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose." No matter how intense or how bad you think the problem is, it's always positive that's in every problem. It's always good that comes out of every situation that you're dealing with. Think about your issue right now. If you think hard enough, you can find numerous things that are good about why you're dealing with your problem. God is going to help you look and see that, you know what, this situation is not as bad as I thought it was. For example, let's just say you may be sick for a week and you're not able to eat. Maybe that is God's way of resetting your body. Maybe you need to detox some things up out of you. I know you're sick right now, but there's also benefits to you being sick. Maybe God is telling you to slow down. Work comes after. Maybe God is telling you to slow down and pray and talk to him. It's always good outweighs the bad. Say you had to suddenly move. Maybe there was a time where God told me to leave this job, and I left the job. 2 months later, they had This is the shift that I worked because it was an overnight shift. 2 months later, they had a gas fire. And it would have been around the time I would have been working in that exact area in the kitchen. So there's always good in a bad situation. And that's what God wants to remind you, that even though I know the situation that you're dealing with seems very intense, it seems like you won't be able to make it through, look at the positive. Know that it's greater things coming. Know that if you got knocked down, only way for you to go is up. That's how it is. So always change your mindset, because the problem could be a lot better if you think better about it. Okay? The next one is to just trust God. Trust God. Have hope. In Psalms 46, it says, God is our safe place and our strength. He is always our help when we are in trouble. So we will not be afraid, even if the earth is shaken and the mountains fall into the center of the sea, and even if its waters go wild, the storm and mountains shake with its action. So what God is saying is, trust me. Trust me. I know the situation does not look like a good situation. I know it seems very difficult to even fathom. But if you trust God, and you trust him enough to know that he is your provider, he is your source, he is the way maker, he is going to deliver you each and every time. If you trust him and know that, then it'll make this problem a lot easier to deal with. Because when you're overthinking the problem, you're overthinking the situation, you're giving too much energy to the problem and not enough energy to God. Shift your energy to God instead of the problem, because God is the one that's going to solve it. God is the one that's going to fix it. God is the one that's going to deliver you from it. That's why he said, I will give you strength. I'm your refuge. I'm your shield. I know you feel like it's a stormy, rainy day, but I'm your umbrella. I will protect you. I know you feel like you're dealing with the fire, but just like I walked through the fire with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I will walk in the fire with you. You are not alone in this storm. You are not alone in this problem. God is with you, and he will always be with you. He said, I know you're weak right now. I know you're feeling like you just can't make it another day. But if you trust me, if you trust my plan, if you trust me to lead your life, you are going to be okay. I got you. I've been had you. And I'm going to continue having you. But trust me. Trust me, I'm your father. I'm your friend. I got you. And once you realize that he got you, it's like, okay, you got me, Lord. Like, I'm good. I'm good. Like, that's what you have to remind yourself. You are good. You're good because you have a father that got your back. They got your back. He got you. And the next one is game plan. It says in Proverbs 24:16, for the righteous falls 7 times and rises again, but the wicked stumbles in times of calamity. Because you are chosen by God, because you are a righteous child of God, he is going to pick you up each and every time you fall. That's why sometimes they look at you like, how did you get up again? How are you able to overcome this situation? How are you able to overcome that loss and that loss? She just keep going through losses and then keep winning again, because that's how God is. No matter how many times you lose, you're gonna win 10 times more, because that what God does. He said you can fall 7 times. You can fall 50 times. You can fall 60 times, but you're going to get back up again. You're going to get back up again. Because God called you to get back up. God called you to be a winner. He called you to not be defeated. Get back up again. You got to figure out a game plan. Figure out what's next. So evaluate the situation. Go through all these steps. And then you're going to write down, okay, what could I have done differently in this situation? What goals can I use to get out of this situation? And ask God to give you clarity and wisdom on how you are going to get out of the problem that you're dealing with. Because like faith without works is dead. So yes, God is going to take care of the problem, but you have to put your foot in it too. You have to put your foot in it too and do your part. And do your part. Sometimes God wants you to do something that's minuscule. And sometimes God wants you to play a big part in getting yourself out of this situation. But the key is trusting God and seeking Him so He give you direction for the game plan. Because you can't stay stuck in the now. You can't stay stuck in where you're at now. You have to focus on where you are going, where your future is headed. Don't stay stuck in what's happening right now. Focus on how you're going to get back up. How you're going to fight another day. How you're going to keep pushing. Because just because you fell does not mean you're going to stay there. You're getting back up. You're getting back up. So, no matter what you're dealing with, remember God has already worked it out. Breathe. It's going to be okay. God has already fixed it. Okay? I love you, chosen champs. Keep praying, keep seeking, and asking God for your next direction. But rest in God. Give God your problems because it's going to work out. Get back up again. Peace out, chosen champs. Love you. See you next time. Peace.